Hi, my name is John Higgins. I'm the managing editor of Tech here at Reviewed, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Sony A95L QD-OLED TV. The Sony A95L is a 4K QD-OLED TV with quantum dots. It supports Dolby Vision, HDR10, and HLG, as well as Dolby Atmos for sound, and it has eARC support on HDMI 3 with a native refresh rate of 120 Hz. It uses the Google TV Smart Platform. For gaming, it includes variable refresh rate and auto low latency mode, and it uses the Sony Cognitive Processor XR. Other features include IMAX Enhanced, Acoustic Center Sync, which allows it to act as the center channel in a Sony system, XR Surround 3D sound upscaling, and the Bravia Cam. It also supports smart platforms Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, Apple AirPlay, and Apple HomeKit. The TV comes in just three sizes. There's a 55-inch that comes in at around $2,800, a 65-inch for $3,500, and a 77-inch panel for $5,000. There's a side-facing cutout on the back of the A95 where you will find two HDMI 2.1 ports that run 4K at 120 Hz, and one of those is also the eARC port. Then the remaining HDMI are 2.0 and not 2.1. There's a USB 3.0 and a USB 2.0, as well as a connection for a cable antenna, wired internet, and a digital optical output for sound. So how do we test our TVs? Before testing, we make sure to run a continuous signal for at least 2 hours and to update the firmware to the latest version. To get a sense of the TV's average performance, we use a standard ANSI checkerboard pattern for most of our basic contrast tests. We also use white and black windows ranging from a size of 2% to 100% to test how well contrast holds up while displaying varying degrees of brightness. Here's what we like about the Sony A95L. It has amazing contrast and unparalleled color. Like all OLEDs, the core strength of the A95L's picture lies with its pixel-level luminance control for perfect unpolluted black levels and surgically precise contrast. And, like QD-OLEDs, the A95 iterates on the OLED technology with the addition of quantum dots. This marriage of hardware eliminates the need for a color filter, which in turn eliminates the need for a white subpixel, two elements of a traditional WOLED display. Last year, in QD-OLED's first year on the market, the A95K was the best take on the technology thanks to Sony's engineering. At the time, we called it the best TV we'd ever seen. Well, the Sony A95L is even better. With punchier highlights than the Samsung S95C, which is a rival QD-OLED from this year, the A95L is the brightest OLED we've measured to date, at least in their most accurate picture modes. The A95L's ability to drive searing brightness to tiny clusters of pixels is what sets it apart from any TV we've seen. These details are so bright, and given the self-emissive nature of OLED, so crisply presented that they practically jump off the screen. The A95L is also better equipped to preserve near black detail than any other OLED we've tested this year, so shadows during darker scenes won't smear together and crush detail. Colors on the A95L are amongst the best we've ever seen on TV as well, and our tests bear this out. The A95L covers about 100% of the HDR color gamut DCI-P3 and a whopping 89% of BT 2020. During testing, it was hard not to gravitate towards the more colorful flicks in our HDR Blu-ray collection, such as Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and Mad Max Fury Road. Most importantly, the A95L gets the details right. It handles skin tones better than any TV we can remember, and its professional picture mode offers some of the most accurate out-of-the-box color tunings we've seen all year. On average, professional mode's color error is well below the threshold of what is commonly considered perceptible to the human eye. It has the best picture processing in the game. What binds these elements together, the perfect black levels, the crackling brightness, and the bold, voluminous color, is Sony's sensational picture processing. More than anything else, it's the reason the A95L looks better than any other TV in its class. Sure, the A95L showcases 4K Dolby Vision content better than just about any TV on the market, but it also showcases old sub-4K content better than the rest too. The A95L's upscaling capabilities are unmatched. And if you spend a good deal of time watching older, low bitrate content, you won't find a better suitor. It has fast, flexible software with tons of AV-related features. The A95L is built around the Google TV Smart platform. Not only is it packed to the brim with tools to tinker with, but the manner in which these menus and systems are presented is sensible and easy to engage with. The sound of onboard TV speakers generally falls between fine and surprisingly better than fine, but the A95L offers some of the best onboard audio we've heard. The audio is good enough to even forgo a soundbar. It also has superb design. The heavy pedestal-style slab of the A95K has been replaced with a pair of angular feet that straddle the corners of the panel. In their lowest configuration, these feet keep the panel mere centimeters away from the surface beneath it, giving the TV a delicate, minimalist feel. With high luminance panels and heat sinks stacking up, we may be moving away from the era of wafer-thin OLED panels, but the A95L is nevertheless about as svelte as a TV comes. I must shout out Sony's superb remote control. It's about as ergonomic as a clicker can be, and it's one of the few on the market this year with backlit buttons. We're still waiting for this simple but incredibly useful design element to become an industry standard. Although there's a lot to love about the Sony A95L, there are a few things that we didn't like quite as much. It's not as powerful a gaming machine as its competitors. So while LG and Samsung have bestowed their high-end flagship level TVs with 4 HDMI 2.1 inputs capable of supporting 4K content at 120 Hz, Sony continues to cap even its Master Series TVs at 2 such inputs. The issue here is not so much that the A95L is limited to 2 high bandwidth inputs, but rather that one of these inputs also serves as the TV's dedicated eARC input. This means that gamers who own both Xbox Series X, a PlayStation 5, and a soundbar will have to relegate one of their consoles to an input that doesn't support 4K gaming at 120 Hz. Now, you could argue that those in the market for a TV of this caliber are also likely to own an AV receiver. Still, it remains odd to us that the TV with the most extensive array of settings and features also comes with the same caveat as a TV that is a third of its cost. There's also one minor QD-OLED specific quirk. This is like all other QD-OLED TVs we've tested. The A95L displays some very minor color fringing alongside the top and bottom edges of certain picture elements. This is due to the subpixel structure of QD-OLED displays, which causes green and magenta colored fringe to appear wherever dark objects meet light objects, like the edges of subtitles or black bars. Fortunately, this phenomenon is only noticeable if you're sitting close to the display and if you are purposefully looking for it. So overall, the pros are it has amazing contrast and unparalleled color. It's the best picture processing in the game. Fast, flexible software with tons of AV-related features. It has a superb design as well. So the cons, it's not as powerful a gaming machine as its competitors, and there's that just one minor QD-OLED specific quirk. Should you buy the Sony A95L? Yeah, it is the best TV of the year. If you can find it in your budget to make the leap, the Sony A95L will dazzle your senses for years to come. Its jaw-dropping picture represents the best money can buy, but unfortunately, you'll have to spend a great deal of it to indulge. However, Sony's behind-the-scenes engineering, its upscaling in particular, is unquestionably the best in the industry. This is the Sony secret sauce you might miss if you settle for an affordable OLED with stronger gaming support. In a year of incredible-looking TVs, the A95L is the all-around best. For the full review, head to review.com, and thanks for watching.